Alright, you're welcome to level 9. So let's select this edge, shift D to duplicate and say E to extrude a little bit. Alright, so we activate our face, our sculpt face, and we say turn on our snap also too, and let's adjust this area, rotate, E to extrude, following our character reference. So what we want to do is that we want to create a loop around this ear region. So we want to create a loop around this ear region. So we just do the same thing, and we say E to extrude and rotate, E to extrude and rotate. So we just create this around the character's ear. So we're just creating a loop. Then afterwards, we're going to see how we can join all these areas together. So just keep on with the good works, select those two edges and click F to fill that add one loop cut there, and let's adjust a little bit. So now let's push this way, Alt Z for wireframe, and let's select and say F to fill, select those two edges, and let's say F to fill that area. So let's extrude this region also too, E to extrude. So we want to create a loop just around this our character's neck here. So this will just end this area. So E to extrude and rotate. So always try to adjust your vertices also too, and if there is need for you to rotate, so let's select and merge M to wedge at center to merge at center. So let's merge these two areas, and we have this area looking like this. Alright, so we can always adjust to Alt Z for wireframe mode, and let's adjust. So do well to always adjust your vertices. Alright, so that's nice. So what we'll do next is just to alright, so okay, this is okay, and okay, so now let's fill this area, F to fill, select the edge, extrude that area, E to extrude. So we're going to create a loop around the character head also too, and E to extrude, rotate, E to extrude, E to extrude, rotate, E to extrude, and E to extrude. So what we'll do next, Alt Z for wireframe. So we're going to join all these vertices together, merge them, select by holding Shift and M to word. So select center to word at center, M to word at center. Do the same for these other areas, and do the same here. So we are going to add, okay, merge this area, and so we have to add one loop cut here. Control R will add one loop cut, then merge that at center. Alright, so just adjust this. Now we've created that loop now, and so now we have to select this area. We want a loop around the head, so E to extrude that region, E to extrude again, and E to extrude again like this. So do well to understand the topology, the flow of this whole mesh. So let's select this M to word, select this to M to word, and I think we'll have to select. Alright, so we just keep working on it, and let's come to the top here, and we're going to select this edge and say E to extrude. Let's E to extrude again, E to extrude, and E to extrude to seal that up. And then once you have done the extrusion, you have to select these two edge and merge, and select those vertices, merge them, add one loop cut here, and let's select this and merge that also too. Alright, select these two and merge, select these two and merge. And we can also add one loop cut here just to fill that area, and let's select and merge. So do well to adjust these vertices. Always do well to adjust these vertices. Alright, so that's alright now. So let's select these edges in this area. We're going to extrude this area, E to extrude, rotate, E to extrude, rotate, E to extrude, rotate, E to extrude. And once you have done that, you have to adjust those vertices also too. So do well to understand the way the flow of this loop are, and let's merge this, and let's add one loop cut here, and and let's mesh this also too. So let's dress this other area of our character's head. So I'm going to say E to extrude this area also too. E to extrude, E to extrude, and E to extrude. So try to follow the whole process, bit by bit by bit by bit. You get to understand everything. So I'm going to adjust this area also too. I think there is a mistake here. So Ctrl Z to undo that. Let's straighten these areas and let's say E to extrude it back again. Alright, so we can push these vertices. So most times if you are in the snap mode, if that mesh is not activated, you might not be able to use the snap in this mode, except because there's nothing for it to snap on. So most times just ensure you know how to just push those vertices. Alright, so just keep arranging these areas. Alright, so we just keep working until your model is perfect. Select these two vertices and just do where to push them and adjust them. So I just turn off the snap. Most times in this mode, the snap tool might not work very well because there's no surface for you to snap on. So maybe if you turn, if you should hide your sculpting or your sculpt model, then you can turn off the snapping tool.